Vegana Presence.
John chapter 4. Verse 1. When therefore the Lord knew how the Pharisees had heard that Jesus made and baptized more disciples than John. Verse 2. Though Jesus himself baptized not, but his disciples. Verse 3. He left Judea, and departed again into Galilee. Verse 4. And he must needs go through Samaria. Verse 5. Then cometh he to a city of Samaria, which is called Sychar, near to the parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. Verse 6. Now Jacob's well was there. Jesus therefore, being wearied with his journey, sat thus on the well. And it was about the 6th hour. Verse 7. There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Jesus saith unto her, Give me to drink. Verse 8. For his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat. Verse 9. Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. Verse 10. Jesus answered and said unto her, If thou knewest the gift of God, and who it is that saith to thee, Give me to drink, thou wouldest have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water. Verse 11. The woman saith unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. From whence then hast thou that living water? Verse 12. Art thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well, and drank thereof himself, and his children, and his cattle? Verse 13. Jesus answered and said unto her, Whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again. Verse 14. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. Verse 15. The woman saith unto him, Sir, give me this water, that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. Verse 16. Jesus saith unto her, Go, call thy husband, and come hither. Verse 17. The woman answered and said, I have no husband. Jesus said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband. Verse 18. For thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou now hast is not thy husband. In that saidst thou truly. Verse 19. The woman saith unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. Verse 20. Our fathers worshipped in this mountain, and ye say, that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. Verse 21. Jesus saith unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh, when ye shall neither in this mountain, nor yet at Jerusalem, worship the Father. Verse 22. Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. Verse 23. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. Verse 24. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Verse 25. The woman saith unto him, I know that Messias cometh, which is called Christ. When he is come, he will tell us all things. Verse 26. Jesus saith unto her, I that speak unto thee am he. Verse 27. And upon this came his disciples, and marveled that he talked with the woman. Yet no man said, What seekest thou? Or, Why talkest thou with her? Verse 28. The woman then left her water pot, and went her way into the city, and saith to the men. Verse 29. Come, see a man, which told me all things that ever I did. Is not this the Christ? Verse 30. Then they went out of the city, and came unto him. Verse 31. In the meanwhile his disciples prayed him, saying, Master, eat. Verse 32. But he said unto them, I have meat to eat that ye know not of. Verse 33. Therefore said the disciples one to another, Hath any man brought him aught to eat? Verse 34. Jesus saith unto them, My meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to finish his work. Verse 35. Say not ye, There are yet 4 months, and then cometh harvest? Behold, I say unto you, Lift up your eyes, and look on the fields, for they are white already to harvest. Verse 36. And he that reapeth receiveth wages, and gathereth fruit unto life eternal, that both he that soweth and he that reapeth may rejoice together. Verse 37. And herein is that saying true, One soweth, and another reapeth. Verse 38. I sent you to reap that whereon ye bestowed no labor. Other men labored, and ye are entered into their labors. Verse 39. And many of the Samaritans of that city believed on him for the saying of the woman, which testified, He told me all that ever I did. Verse 40. So when the Samaritans were come unto him, they besought him that he would tarry with them. And he abode there 2 days. Verse 41. And many more believed because of his own word. Verse 42. And said unto the woman, Now we believe, not because of thy saying, for we have heard him ourselves, and know that this is indeed the Christ, the Saviour of the world. Verse 43. Now after 2 days he departed thence, and went into Galilee. Verse 44. For Jesus himself testified, that a prophet hath no honour in his own country. Verse 45. Then when he was come into Galilee, the Galileans received him, having seen all the things that he did at Jerusalem at the feast. For they also went unto the feast. Verse 46. So Jesus came again into Cana of Galilee, where he made the water wine. And there was a certain nobleman, whose son was sick at Capernaum. Verse 47. When he heard that Jesus was come out of Judea into Galilee, he went unto him, and besought him that he would come down, and heal his son, for he was at the point of death. Verse 48. Then said Jesus unto him, Except ye see signs and wonders, ye will not believe. Verse 49. The nobleman saith unto him, Sir, come down ere my child die. Verse 50. Jesus saith unto him, Go thy way. Thy son liveth. And the man believed the word that Jesus had spoken unto him, and he went his way. Verse 51. And as he was now going down, his servants met him, and told him, saying, Thy son liveth. Verse 52. Then inquired he of them the hour when he began to amend. And they said unto him, Yesterday at the 7th hour the fever left him. Verse 53. So the father knew that it was at the same hour, in the which Jesus said unto him, Thy son liveth. And himself believed, and his whole house. Verse 54. This is again the second miracle that Jesus did, when he was come out of Judea into Galilee.
End of chapter 4.